Hey bitches, this is Levi from Masculine Intuition Readings. Today coming to you with an angle that's a little bit higher than you're used from me. Hence a little bit of white space surrounding my table, but that's because I I got this thing in from a really good friend, Maeve Marie from mysticmidnights.com. Maeve is the creator of one of my favorite ever Oracle decks. I actually have it on hand right here. It's the Mystic Midnight Oracle, which you've probably seen me go on and on about on my channel because I mention it a lot because I like it. Why? Because it has good content and it has really cute gold illustrations and purple. And if there's something I love, it's that combination of things. But we're not here to talk about that deck. But that's kind of how I got to know Maeve, because I followed her throughout her creation. I had tremendous respect for the fact that she decided to create an extremely luxurious product without running a Kickstarter for it. And Maeve and I kind of became friends. And she was like, Levi, I have this really cool new idea that I'm working on, and I kind of want you to test it out for me because I think I'm going to be launching a Kickstarter soon. And I kid you not, when she showed it to me, I was like, bitch, what the fuck? This is, I mean, maybe there might be even more. But this whole thing right here is called the Mystic Metals project, where we get these gorgeous divination mats. There's different ones, so to each their own, I guess. There's a blue one that has more different, categories on them, and a light blue background. And then there's this one which has, more generalized divination subjects on there. But I'm a simple bitch. I like to keep things simple and clear. So I chose, when she asked me which one I wanted, I chose the black one. And she also asked me, do you want it in vegan leather or neoprene? Now, girl, when I heard neoprene, I was like, yes! Neoprene, the mouse mats, but as I know them, tabletop card game mats, I always use a neoprene mat. For every video you see here on my YouTube, you've probably seen this, this light green Tree of Life backdrop. That is a neoprene tabletop card game mat, that you could use for games like Magic the Gathering, shit like that. Quality is really important when it comes to mats like those, because you can get mats for really cheap. However, the really cheap ones don't come stitched. So what will happen is, whatever happened to your old mouse mat all the time, the beautiful top will start to peel off if you use it extensively. These ones are stitched so well, so the quality is on point. And what you use this mat for right here is, you use it as a casting mat. And that's where the Mystic Metals themselves come in. I don't know how, maybe I'll have to show them up close to the camera a little bit more. But you get this gorgeous little velvet bag, and in there are these coins right here, right? So let's just say, for example, because I think I'm going to film a close-up of all the coins later in the video, so you guys can kind of see that. So I'm going to be putting these back into the bag. So say I'm going to give this bag a good shake. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different possible divination subjects on here. Wealth, guidance, hearth, career, social, health, love, and spirit. So I'm going to pull 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 different ones. And I think I may have accidentally pulled 9, but hey, whatever. And what I would normally do is I would throw them from quite a distance onto the mat. Oh, whoops, that was. So immediately there are 3 right here that are not part of the reading. So they go back into the bag. We don't even pay attention to them. So that's interesting. And then we have over here, we have 1 that's right in the middle of wealth and spirit, 1 that is over here in spirit, 1 that's over here in love, another 1 that's over here in social, and 2 that are over here in career. Now I chose the color old antique bronze. But you can, I think, choose, so this is sort of old antique gold bronze. You can also choose old antique silver. So I don't know how well this translates up to the screen, but I promise you, you're gonna get a close-up of all the coins so you can see the graphics on them. Because these are not just coins that have, the title of the card or the number engraved, but every coin has a really cute little minimalist illustration on there as well. So that's interesting. So if this were a reading for someone else, but right now it's for me, when it comes to your social, your social realm, your social behavior, I would say, since we got the death card, I would say, and this is interesting because I've been getting more and more hints and tips like this, a major transformation regarding your friendships is on the horizon. And I don't know if I'm ready for that, but hey, it is what it is. So that's going to be a big theme. When it comes to career, we get the Lovers and we get the Sun. So it seems like there's, some important decisions that need to be made, but in the end, you will come out up on top, which is also very interesting because that is very much what's going on in my career right now. So as you can see, there's no health reading, no hearth reading, no guidance reading, but there sort of is a wealth and spirit reading. And for that one, we have the Devil. So I feel like this is very much spirit calling me out on my shopping addiction, that I sometimes do have because I love to shop. It's not that bad. I'm not going to pathologize myself because, I'm not a licensed psychologist, so let's choose my words wisely. But I do have, I've never been the best with money and with spending, and there has been some expendable cash sitting in a savings account that I need to hold on to for reasons, but that I'm just dying to spend. And this is telling me, no, hold on to that because it might come in handy later. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. And we also get the Empress. So make sure in the spirit. So make sure you nurture your spiritual side, once again, when we kind of tie that in with wealth, because I do feel like these are almost sort of linked together, you do kind of get that sense of, hey, it's okay to treat yourself. It doesn't always have to be with something that you have to pay with cash for. It can also be something that's free, a nice walk through nature, or baking a nice cake out of the ingredients that you still have in your cupboard. So that's definitely interesting for me, being happy with what you have rather than always chasing the next high, also spiritually speaking. And when it comes to love, we get the High Priestess, which is great because that means we're going to go deeper and deeper into this relationship that I'm in. And we're going to be uncovering new hidden parts of each other that, maybe surprise us, but that feels really good. So, and once again, at the end of the video, there will be a close-up of every damn coin in the set. There's one for, at least in the set that I got, because this is a promotional little set. This one has all the majors. Maybe there will also be a full tarot deck coming out by Maeve. I don't know about that. Full Mystic Metals with all the cards in here. However, I must say, because I'm quite the charm caster, in case you didn't know, I love casting. But, you know, sometimes with decks, I almost feel like people are like, the bigger the better, baby. But with charms, because charms do get kind of heavy, you have to carry them around. You have to carry around this big mat. You don't want this, and this is good quality shit. So this is already pretty heavy. So you don't want it to be too intense. But and I love the coins, but this mat was what I completely sold this whole project for me, because I already have a casting cloth, not a mat, a cloth that also has this sort of circle shape on there, but it's like too busy. It has too much shit on there, which I don't appreciate at all. So when I saw this really cool, glyphy, sigilly, strong line worky design, when I saw, you know, the 8 parts that something could fall into, she does have another one that has more categories. I liked this a lot. I was like, yes, finally someone made a mat, a charm casting mat, not a cloth, a mat that is really freaking simple, and that also other people can understand easier. So I believe that you can opt for the set with the metals and the mat, which honestly I would do, because I have seen some tarot casting stuff. This is probably the best one I've seen so far, also looks wise, but more on that later. But you can also just do the metals and just do the cloth, or the mat, which I think is brilliant, because there's a lot of charm casters out there that already do charm casting, but that maybe don't have the right mat for it yet. I used to like imagine things. Like, I have a couple of charm casting kits. For example, this is one right here, and these are just cute little charms that I have been using for a while, and you know, these are just random ones, and I've just attached meaning to them. You know, like, you can very easily create your own oracle card set, basically, by collecting charms, adding meaning to them, and I keep them in this cute little, thingy, that someone resin poured for me, but forgot to sand, I just noticed, so I should probably not put it on this mat, because it might damage it, but anyways. So this is one of my charm casting kits. I have another one that doesn't have that much shit in it, because the last one I showed you was still quite big. But this one just has a couple of charms in there. We have a planchette. We have this sort of cute book. We have a couple of ravens doing different shit. We have a plague doctor. We have a moon. We have a I need fucking coffee right now mug. We have another planchette with the sun on there. What's this one? A cat with a skull. So that's another charm casting kit that I use a lot. And, you know, I have a couple more, but they're kind of scattered all over the place. But you could also use... I am not that well versed in them, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use my trusty charm casting kit. Where the fuck did I put them? I wanted to say you could also use runes, but obviously just when I started talking about them, I didn't have them handy, but maybe I have them right here. The more you know. I have this lovely rune kit by Cards by Dorche. So you could very easily, it's just that I'm not that well versed in them, but I love Dorche, and I think they're really pretty. So you could grab a couple runes, cast them, for example. Look, these are also resin poured, but these are actually, you know, really well sanded. And you could use those, or you could even put your Vegvisir in the middle that I also have, and, you know, Maybe use that as an extra layer. Who knows? Who cares? I'm just giving you options right here. But that's not all. You know, you can literally cast with anything. You can cast all trinkets, whatever has meaning to you. This rune kit is really good, you guys. Like, I should probably hold on to that. You could cast with little crystals, you know? Crystals have meaning attached to them. So rose quartz is all about love. Amethyst is all about your intuition, your third eye chakra. You know, you could use chakra stones. I've seen people use those. You could use clear quartz. You could use labradorite for grounding. It's so easy to attach keywords to little crystals, and I just happen to have this cute little crystal treasure chest right here that my mom got me for my birthday. So, you know, here we have a rose quartz that's very easily identifiable. Let's see, watch me not fully, some citrine for abundance, that's very easily identifiable. Let's see, some carnelian, that's also very interesting. Some green aventurine, but I find this even more interesting. This is some moonstone, maybe for cycles. There's quite a lot of citrine in here, actually. Some Dalmatian jaspis. Well, you know, you could use whatever the hell you want, and just, you know, use that and attach your meaning to the crystals like that. So I think that it's a really interesting, simple charm casting cloth that doesn't exist in the market yet, that I feel like should be a thing, you know, rather than these really convoluted, annoying, huge ass cloths. Or you could also use, if you have a tinier tarot card set. I am working on another deck right now, this deck right here. I hope you guys can see it a little bit. These cards are pretty small. You could, you know, use it to literally, like, let's say, what if I were to pull 3 cards from this tiny little deck that I have right here, because it is a smaller deck, which I like a lot, by the way. So let's pull 3 cards out of here. 1, 2, 3, and they're also circle, which I think is really cool. And what if I just, no, that doesn't really work. So what if I just, you know, we'll give them a good whirl. And let's see, we have the teacher between spirit and love. We have the Fool right in the middle, which is really interesting. So that could also mean something, right? When something is literally in the middle, that could mean, hey, this is a, you know, really big theme for you right now. And then we have something, we have the Sun in between social and career, which we had earlier. So that's interesting. And then you could obviously, you know, add some charms, or even better, mystic metals to it. You know, I'm gonna add some extra ones. Let's just drop those in. Okay. Oh, that's really cool. They immediately like glued themselves to the card, so that's really cool. So we got, oh, the Fool for the Fool. So this new adventure thing is gonna be a really big theme overall. And we have justice added to the teacher. So something about, you know, grading people fairly, assessing people fairly. And then we have the moon fall completely outside of the spectrum. So you could, you know, let's just add some, I want to know more. I want to know more. So let's just add some of my tried and true trusted charms to this. Let's see. Ooh, there's a lot of stuff being, you know, almost energetically being pulled towards the teacher. So we, you know, we already had that sense of justice, of assessing people fairly, but we also have that butterfly, which for me stands for, you know, being that free spirit. So maybe there's that juxtaposition of you having to assess people, but also you having a want to be free. And then we have the little key right here, which is very much attached to the teacher or hierophant card. So I find that really interesting. So what I'm getting right here is that fool, and you know, it's almost like that little butterfly wants to fly over here. We very much get that sort of disbalance between wanting to go on an adventure, wanting to go out there, and being kind of a dumpy teacher bitch who has to assess fairly but maybe wants to take a risk every now and then. Also, we have between strength and the fool, we have, or the sun and the fool, we have this gorgeous mermaid charm, that siren charm, which to me is very much about that, the call of the siren. You know, maybe that adventure will lead us towards that new social and career realm. But we also have two other charms now in parts that we haven't really discussed before. The hearth, where we get that feather, which is kind of that angelic energy, that coming home energy, that safety energy, that coming home to safety energy, that being enveloped in love and light. That's going to play a part in all of this too. So yes, wanting to go on adventures, wanting to kind of, but knowing our responsibilities, but also loving the house that we've built, and, you know, feeling that love and light enveloping me. And in wealth, we kind of get the world tree, and I immediately think, but money doesn't grow on trees. So almost reads like this dumb bitch wants to quit his job because he thinks it's going to lead to, you know, a fun social career adventure where he's going to be all glorious. But you should not forget that, you know, the house that he's built is the house that he's built because of that, you know, dumpy job where he has to assess people fairly and kind of be sort of structured and ritualistic almost in his day-to-day tasks, and that money doesn't fucking grow on trees. Now this mat, like I said, is brilliant. Cards, coins, charms. Hell, you could even use dice for this, and I don't have a set of dice handy right now. Am I lying? Why don't I have any dice handy? I should. I mean, I'm a fucking divination bitch. I should have dice handy, but you know, you could literally roll dice and use the cloth as an oracle on its own to kind of, you know, see which topics, you know, you roll the die. I'm going to show that. Okay, so Messy Levi's back, and instead of just regular dice, and I couldn't even find more than 3, but whatever. I also brought some Astro dice, because I have those as well. And you could use, you know, your Dungeons and Dragons dice, which I also have somewhere that I kind of forgot about. You could use any kind of dice to make divination work. So for example, let me put these out of the way. So this is Astro dice, right? I have a shit ton here. So we have, that's Aquarius, right? Yeah, Scorpio. We have the 8th house. We have whatever the fuck this is again. We have the 1st house, and we have the moon. So we could say, like, you know, whenever we could look at, you know, where the moon is right now, or whenever, you know, the moon enters its next sign, something, you know, it will have an influence on, you know, the house. Or, you know, we gotta be mindful when our sun sign enters the 1st house, it might affect our career, shit like that. It's not that difficult, but it's fun to kind of play with. So I'm gonna put these back in the bag. Astro dice, really cute, really cheap, really affordable. I always have a couple of them on hand. What else did I find? Oh yeah, this. I Ching coins. I mean, come on, you know, like, see where they land, and then, you know, look at your I Ching hexagram and see how that corresponds to your social, your health, and your spirit. So that's cool. I always keep these I Ching coins in this really sweet little special trinket box. But also regular dice. So like I said, I only have 3 here, but whatever. Whoops, 1 fell out. I'm going to put them a little bit more controlled in here. Okay, cool. So we have 3 topics, out of which wealth and career are really important. Once again, we're seeing a theme here. And the social aspect is, you know, does play a part, but is not nearly as important as our wealth and career. So I'm like, that's interesting. So for wealth and career, I'm going to pull some tarot cards. Now I happen to have these really cute little tiny tarot cards. Keep forgetting their name. Your Miracle of Nature, Calling is Calling. I think that's what they're called. I keep forgetting their name, but they're really pretty. So we get the World and Justice. Once again, we see Justice again for career, which is interesting. So, you know, wealth completed, you know, our wealth is completed. So don't go spending too much money, because else it will get less completed. Otherwise we'll feel less whole. And then for career, we kind of have that once again, that you need to be fair, be assessed fairly, but also assess fairly. And for social, we're getting the Moon, so that definitely means turning inward a little bit. So this is, you know, a couple ways that you can get really cute readings with a good charm casting reading cloth / mat. Now what I'm going to do right now, because this is a glowing review already, I'm going to be bringing the camera in a little bit closer, and we're going to be looking at the coins one by one. 10 out of 10 for me. I'm going to end the video with some chill music showing you guys the coins, and that'll be that. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the coin flip through. Bye, bitches.